Well, howdy, and welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Railroad and the Withlacoochee River Report. I believe we're on number 88 this time. I may be wrong. I'll have to look that up to be sure. But, we're back from the train show today. And I would show you my big haul today, but I didn't really have one. In fact, I actually came out without any O-gauge stuff. I was able to restock some of the HO scale stuff I normally sell a little bit. Got a few engines that I went into debt for, of course. I owe the guy that sold them to me, in other words. So, follow me on through the intro and I'll take you to the train show. It was an interesting show today. It had a lot of new people. Okay, in the news this week, yeah, we had a train show today over at Dana's Railroad Supply. And, hey, it was an okay show. We didn't make any money. We typically don't the first show of the old geezer season. Sadly enough, I haven't had any work in several weeks to speak of. So as a result of that, I didn't have any money to actually work with today. I was able to pick up some restock for our train show sales that we love to go to. However, it seems like things be happening that ain't good. So I thought I'd come on outside here, out here into the train room and run a train and talk with y'all. I would unload the haul I got today, which was, I got 21 HO scale freight cars for $15, which included the milk crate I got with them. Okay, that gives me 3 milk crates of those same cars I got from the one seller. From another guy, I got some engines. I got a pair of nice Paragon F7s. The Broadway Limited Paragon F7s. These are the early ones. He said he didn't really like the cast metal frames on them. Okay, well, they're beautiful engines. I gotta hand him that. And got a couple of older Atlas SD24s and a GP40 and some A8. I got an AH MBL2, an RS2, and good grief, that other one was an RS something or other. It looked like an old Alco. One of their later ones. I don't know, it was an HO scale, so it's a little harder for me to see. And then, aside from all of that, I got, for that whopping $45, I got a whole bunch of junkers also. Looks like some of them can be fixed and made operable. And this guy just, you know, this gentleman that sold them to me didn't really want to do that, so. Plans over the next week? Well, plans are to finally get some work before Thursday because I'm fucking broke. Oh, I'm sorry. I am really broke. And I hate being broke. Like I said, work has not been good with none of the many of the accounts that we have. They're just not bringing in any temporary workers right now. And then Thursday I've got an appointment with my ophthalmologist to get a shot in my right eye. Yeah, I'm looking so forward to that. Then my wife has an appointment on Friday. So we've got that to look forward to. So that means I can't work Thursday or Friday. So hopefully I'll have a couple of days of work this week. We came very close to not having any work for Monday, or wouldn't have been able to work Monday. Of course, that'd be the one day they could have gotten me a job, right? Because we were going to have to go see our bankruptcy attorney down in Tampa, but no, he's just going to send us an envelope to take him a bunch of papers. Well, to make a trip like that from here, no. No, thank you. Anyway, I want to thank you for stopping by. Be sure you like and comment and share this video. If you like the content, do let me know. But other than that, plans this week is we'll be finishing up Vinny's Grill. Probably start doing the video on that tomorrow. Hopefully I can do a Weathering 101 later in the week. I don't know, things are cooling off a little bit, so it looks like tomorrow morning we're going to be down in the 60s, which is good. But if it cools off enough, I can have my compressor out and be doing some stuff. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming by and hopefully enjoying this video. Hope you didn't find it boring. So until next time, happy railroading.